Again, let's look at my spreadsheet. Walmart data was taken from Yahoo Finance. I compiled this data from there. And of course, monthly returns on Walmart stock can be calculated easily by using these closed values. So last value minus initial value, or the value before or the previous value, divided by the initial value, it gives you the monthly returns on Walmart stock. So do this for all these individual observations for a given month. Last value minus initial value divided by the initial value. These are the monthly returns on Walmart, and also take the average of these monthly returns so that you could use it for your deviation calculations. And remember, market portfolio was represented by the S&P 500. We had index values, so monthly returns can be calculated based on these index values. Last value minus initial value divided by the initial value. These are monthly returns. Again, I moved these monthly returns next to the returns on the Walmart stock in here. So I did this in here. And also I calculate the mean or average monthly return on the S&P 500 as well. So deviations for Walmart stock, individual observations minus the mean value. We have these deviations from the mean, and do the same for the S&P 500 as well. Individual observations minus the mean, we have deviations from the mean for S&P 500, and we take the squares of these deviations because we need to calculate variance of the returns on the S&P 500. We have these values, and then based on these values you can calculate covariance between the returns on Walmart and S&P 500, variance of the returns on the market portfolio, which was represented by S&P 500, and beta will be the division of these two terms. So covariance, of course, in the long solution will be, remember, these are deviations for Walmart and this is deviation for S&P 500. When we multiply these two terms with each other and then add them up and divide it by the number of observations minus 1. Again, we are following the sample convention here rather than population convention because we are looking at the past data. You will get the covariance between the returns on these two assets, I would say. So this is average of all products of deviations. For the variance, remember, variance is actually the average of these square deviations. That's why you can sum all these deviations squared for the S&P 500 divided by number of observations minus 1 because of the sample convention. This is the variance value, and the beta will be covariance divided by the variance. We will have the beta value at around 0.49, which is the same as that shared on Yahoo Finance. You can also rely on Excel functions. In our short solution, you have already calculated monthly returns. So for the covariance, use covariance as covariance for the sample. First array will be monthly returns on Walmart, and second array will be represented by monthly returns on S&P 500. This will be the covariance between these two returns. Remember, this is the same as that calculated in here. For the variance, just use variance for the sample formula, and of course, your numbers will come from monthly returns on S&P 500, and beta will be the division between these two terms, which is equal to 0.49. This is the same as that calculated here. And for the linear regression, remember, we are regressing Walmart returns on S&P 500 returns. Horizontal axis will be S&P 500 monthly returns 5 years back, and the vertical axis will be returns on the Walmart stock. So create the scatter plot, monthly returns S&P 500 on the x-axis, and Walmart returns will be on the y-axis, and the linear fitting will result in this straight line which has this equation, and the slope of this line is this value, and this is the same as those calculated above, which is 0.49.